Hi, this is Marnie Pehrson and Sue Painter, and we're back with the online business reality show, Marnie and Sue's Peep Show, where we give you a chance to peek behind the curtains of our online businesses and see what we're up to. We're a little delayed today because of tech challenges. Poor Sue had her Mac hit by lightning, and we think that might have caused her problems. So she's had one devil of a month with technology. So one of the things we're going to be talking about is technology woes, and we're going to be talking about creating products quickly and about bright, shiny energy and Sue's new book on how to get more clients for transformational businesses, and a little bit on reinvention. So, Sue, let's talk a little bit about your what you've learned from your technological challenges this month.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here. I'm talking to you from my brand new custom-built laptop that arrived late last night, and I really haven't had much time to set it up yet. But here's the thing I wanted to talk about. For about the last month, it seems like I've had one technology challenge after another. My Wi-Fi got hit by lightning. My Mac got hit by lightning. My backup PC, the hard drive went out on it because I'm such a heavy user of the computer that I burned out the hard drive from the heat that is created by the hard drive after only 2 years of using that one. And so it's just been one thing after another. And I guess one of the things that I've learned from this and that I want to share with you is that when you have an online-based business, there's a couple of things. When you have an online-based business, the first thing is things are always going to change for you. The technology is on a steeper and steeper learning curve. When Marnie and I first got into online businesses, it was kind of just a gentle incline in the way that technology changed. Now it's like a sharp, straight up line. And so the technology changes very rapidly, both what is in the cloud that you have to use every day in terms of software, and also in hardware like the machine that you're actually on. So, believe it or not, in the past 3 weeks, I have now run through 3 machines, and I've run through 2 Wi-Fi systems. So, the lesson learned for me is always have backup, and then always have a backup in the cloud to your backup. Have a backup machine, and have a backup way to get onto the internet. Because I use the internet so heavily, both doing the Peep Show with Marnie and also for my work with Allie, I know that I always have to have a way to get on the internet, and it's not an excuse that your Wi-Fi burned up. You still have to go online and do your show. So it's like, if you fight it, it just makes it worse. You just have to relax and duplicate all your systems. So I'm hoping that I'm going to climb out of what I've been telling Marnie is technology hell. I want out of it. I want the bad vibe to be over. I think I'm going to smudge all of my computers and my Wi-Fi system, and hopefully as soon as I learn to use this new custom-built machine, we're good to go. So that's the technology lesson. Always have a backup to your backup. And don't let it get you down. Know that it's going to be a constant learning curve. I didn't want a new laptop because I didn't want to have to learn the new version of Windows 8.1. I've heard a lot of bad things about it. And now I've got a machine with 8.1. I'm going to be learning that in the next few days. You just have to keep after it. And Marnie, I don't know, you probably have had technology snarls too. And don't you think it's changing faster than it ever used to change?
Oh, I agree. There's new inventions all the time, new technology, everything's changing. And
Yeah.
I've had my share of technology hell. I've dealt with hackers that hit my sites month after month after month, or keep me down. Or it's a good idea to have a little nest egg set aside for your technology, because I mean, at least you were able to replace that equipment, but not everybody might be able to. If it all just got struck by lightning in 1 month, they might not be able to do that. So it's a good idea to sock away some. A little technology nest egg there too, I would think.
Yeah, that's part of having the back end of your business solid, and I see that with a lot of people actually. I do 2 things. I put 10% a month into equipment, technology, and supplies, and I put another 10% a month into professional development, travel, so that when I need to do things like go learn, something new, like I'm going to be going to San Diego here in a couple weeks to learn more about Instant Customer and Traffic Geyser. So, if you keep doing that as a part of your budget, you'll be covered, and you won't be panicked and having to go stick a bunch of new technology off on a credit card. So that's what I have to say about that. Just make sure that you have backups and you can quickly get to your customers, because that's what it's all about. We don't want the show not to go on. I don't want to not be able to service my customers or Allie's customers or clients either. So that's the lesson learned for me, and just to not be afraid to dive in and learn the new stuff you have to learn, because it constantly changes.
Cool. I like that. That's a good idea. 10% for the technology and 10% for the education. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right.
And so you were going to talk a little bit about product creation and how you came up with this fabulous idea of creating a product and teaching people how to create products. And I want to make sure we give people the link to that too. You want to talk about that a little while?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I started to look at what I do that kind of is different, that stands out. You know, every once in a while I recommend doing that, kind of reassess yourself and see what stands out. And one of the big things that I'm kind of known for is getting things done fast, and that's the biggest question I've gotten over the years: how do you get so much done? And so I've created a lot of products for myself lately. I've been on a product creation year, really cranking out a lot of stuff, and so I've got it down to a system, got it down to a science. And so I decided to put together a training where I help you get a product done in a week. And we meet every day in the morning for an hour, and I give you an assignment. I teach you a concept and give you an assignment. You go do that, and then you can ask me questions in a Facebook forum, or I have an option where you can hop on a group consulting session where you can get some one-on-one help with your particular problem. So it's designed to really help people who are stuck. You know, I talked to some really talented people who have really great systems and methods and maybe a signature product that they sell, but they let their other ideas for products just sort of sit and stagnate. They overanalyze them, and then they never do them. Like one person I was talking to had this idea for a product that she's been rolling around for like 2 or 3 years and not done anything with. And you really just want to act on those things, you know, while you have those ideas. And it doesn't have to be so complicated, and it doesn't have to be so overanalyzed. So I'm teaching a really simplified method with a duplicatable system that you can use for products over and over and over again. The URL for that is marniepehrson.com/unplugged/income.
marniepehrson.com/unplugged/income.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I wanted Marnie to talk about that today, besides the fact that some of the folks watching this might really need that service, is that I see people all the time who have great ideas, but they don't understand the project management that it takes to get a product up and running. And, you know, there's a lot of pieces to the product. They're designing and developing it, which is what Marnie is helping people with now. There's also looking at what do you do to launch it, and, you know, what are the marketing aspects of it. But it doesn't. I see people all the time who, in their head, it's real hard for them to conceptualize, how am I going to bring this down to a tiny focus, and how am I going to do just this one thing and go and teach this one thing in this product. I see products all the time that are really heavy and teach too many concepts, and then they overwhelm folks. So I like the idea of Marnie saying, I'm going to work with you, and in a week we're going to bang out this one thing that you can offer to the world, and there are going to be people who will need that one thing. So I think that is a really cool concept, because you're really teaching a replicatable system that they can then go and do on their own afterwards, and it's a project management system, really, is it not?
Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm all for it. I think it's a cool idea, and I'm impressed actually that you can produce a product in a week. I guess if I took everything else off my calendar, I could get it done. But whew, that's a lot. A product in a week that's a admirable goal. Yeah.
It takes some dedication to it and to get it done and focus. So I mean, Sue can attest to the fact that I haven't been as available over the last few weeks, or well, about the last week, as I've been working on it, because you have to really laser focus on it to get it done. But it's worth it, because then you've got a product that will, you know, create revenue for you over and over again. You can keep offering the product live, or you can offer it as a download, or however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a cool thing. I really do. Oh, and you know what, Marnie? I don't think it's on our list of things to talk about, but it came up when what I saw on Facebook, that ad that I was telling you about the other night. I want to talk about that for just a minute. So,
Okay.
so this is a peep show. We decided we were going to pull back the curtains on our businesses and let you know what it is that we see going on in the online marketing world and what we really think about things. So I'm just here to say to you that I saw a Facebook ad yesterday when I was browsing through Facebook that talked about learning how to do a live event, and in 3 days generating enough income to run every single day for a whole year for coaches. This was specifically for coaches. And you know, I am just here to tell you, if you see a promise like that, really check out very, very carefully what it is that you're going to get. Because here's the thing. I know a lot of people in this online industry who are at the very top of their game, and they couldn't just work a 3-day live event and generate enough income to last them for a whole year. A lot more goes into that 3-day event. It's not just 3 days. It's months and months of planning at the front end, and it assumes, by the way, that you already have a big enough list that you will be able to fill that live event with people who are buyers. I have seen people over and over again do live events who don't have a list enough to support putting people in the chairs at the live event, and they're struggling. And a lot of people in the online marketing world are struggling to fill their live events these days. The number of folks at many online events has really diminished over the past few years. So if somebody is promising you work 3 days and get the income for a whole year, be cautious. Just really look at what it is you're getting and understand that they're going to expect you to already have a system that is going to support you doing that 3-day event. 3-day event is going to be expensive to put on. You're going to have a list, or you're going to have affiliates who can help you fill it. It's not just 3 days. It's much more work than that. So it kind of fried me when I saw that ad. I thought, you know, this is exactly what gives the online marketing industry that kind of smoke and mirrors feeling. I don't like the sound of it. I don't honestly think you can pull it off in only 72 hours. So my opinion, my 2 cents, I'm just saying.
Well, I agree. Having done the little bit of experience I have with live events, they are a major undertaking of, you know, planning and getting it all promoted and everything. It's a job in and of itself for at least probably 6 months ahead of time to get an event off the ground. So yeah.
And you do have to have a platform. You know, you've got to have a list. You've got to have a platform of people. If you're in an unknown entity, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to fill that live event with enough people. In the online marketing industry, we call that butts in seats. You're going to have to really have a lot of butts in seats to generate back of the room sales or sales from the stage that is going to give you an income for the 365 days of the year. So just be cautious. Just watch what you're doing and realize that you have to be at a certain level to be able to do that. If you're a newbie, honestly, I don't think it's wise for you. But that's my 2 cents, my opinion. And that's what this show is about, us giving you our opinion, because we've been in this industry for a long, long time. So on to another topic. What else do you want to talk about, Marnie?
Well, I think you mentioned selling from the stage, and it made me think of your new book on how to get, I should have had the name out in front of me, it's long.
How to get more clients, right? How to get more clients?
How to get more clients. And anyway, you're talking about, you give some examples in the book of people who go and speak, and people love them, and they want to have lunch with them, but they don't want to buy anything. Right. And you're talking about transformational business owners, energy workers, people like that, where everybody wants to be around you, but it's not translating into sales. And you call it the bright, shiny energy syndrome. Yeah. And so even if you did that big event and you had a lot of following, if you don't know how to manage that bright, shiny energy, you might not even make the sales. Would that be true, Sue?
That's true. The name of the book is How to Get More Clients and Help More People. And it's a guidebook for energy workers and other people who offer transformational services. So How to Get More Clients and Help More People is the name of the book, and it's in Amazon if you want to check it out. I think it's less than $5. It is confidentmarketer.com/how to get clients. I made a pretty link for it because the Amazon link is 5 miles long with all these letters and numbers. So confidentmarketer.com/how to get clients, all in one word, how to get clients. So here's the deal. I work with a lot of people who offer transformational services, and I also, the coaching that I do is really transformational, and I used to be an energy worker and a massage therapist. So I understand this phenomenon that goes on when everybody loves you and everybody loves the work you do, but nobody wants to pull out their wallet and actually hire you for the offers that you make. So the book is really about what is going on in that phenomenon. People are attracted to what I call your bright, shiny energy, and you also are attracted to them because you see what they can be, or you see the transformation they need to make and what it would do for them a lot faster than they see it. You believe that it can happen because you're a transformational person, but they don't necessarily believe it can happen because they're stuck. So they will be glad to write off your energy, but when it comes time to actually changing, many people will not decide to make that investment in themselves. It's not an investment in you, it's an investment in themselves. So this book is all about how do you understand what bright, shiny energy syndrome is, how do you work with that in your business, and what are the parts of a business plan that you have to have in order to help more people and live off of what it is that you do, live off the magic that you do. So, and Marnie actually helped me. She pulled together and edited the book for me, so she's familiar with the topic too, and I appreciate her help from me very much. So it's on Amazon if you want to check it out, and I think that if that is your issue, that people love you but then they don't buy your services, this book is for you.
Yeah, I really love it. I've read it over and over and over again. but no, every time I read it, I get something new. I'm like, I understand what happened in my marriage now. I mean, the bright, shiny energy thing affects, I mean, all these people that are attracted to you, you've got to have really clear boundaries and protect your energy. And I didn't do that. I didn't have really good boundaries at all. And so I let people take advantage of me and just kind of continue to suck me dry until I was just an empty well, Yeah. And I wish I'd had her book a long time ago.
Well, I mean, the same thing happened to me when I first went into business. My second business, and the one I have now, the Confident Marketer, I was to the point where people kept asking me, how is it that you have this successful massage clinic and you're booked a year ahead of time and, your staff are booked out and, how did you do that? Because other massage therapists and other people who offer transformational services were struggling. And I realized one day, after about a year, that for almost every breakfast, lunch, and dinner, except on the weekends, Monday through Friday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would have people wanting to eat with me and pick my brain about how I did this. And I realized that I was giving away all this knowledge for free and that it was a business, actually. That's how the Confident Marketer was born. But nobody, when it would come time to, you want me to help you with this, do you want to hire me to help you set up your business and market your business? No, they didn't have the money, or they would do it themselves or whatever, which of course they never did. So I had to learn myself how to manage my own bright, shiny energy syndrome. And I was fortunate in that I had a really gifted, wonderful teacher who helped me to understand that and what the boundaries and limitations of that were, because you do get peopled out. You're like a sponge. You soak up energy very quickly and people ride off your coattails, but it also can wear you out. So if that's you, the book is for you. And I'm glad it's been helpful to you too, Marnie. Thank you for your help in putting the edits and getting it in Kindle format for me.
Oh, sure. It was fun. All right. So reinvention. Reinvention is really ongoing, isn't it? I mean, we do it every once in a while. I've noticed I tend to reinvent myself about every 7 years, a little bit, and do a shift in what I'm doing. But we're really always evolving and reinventing ourselves as an entrepreneur, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. You know, here's the thing about reinvention. I mean, we hear that a lot. And in fact, Marnie and I are working on doing a virtual workshop for people who are at the point where they want to look at reinventing or refreshing a part of their business. And if you're interested in being in on that, we don't have a link for you right now, but you can send us a message at info@confidentmarketer.com, info@confidentmarketer.com, and just put in the subject line reinvention, and we'll put you on a list and let you know when that workshop is going to be held. But we hear a lot about, you know, things are changing in the internet marketing world and also in the offline world. So people are having to look at what's working in their business and what's not working, and how can they refresh and reinvent things in order to kind of get themselves back on track. And the mindset that I want you to have, and I'm interested to see if Marnie agrees with this, is that when you have been in business long enough, the way Marnie and I have been, you understand that at some level you're always reinventing a portion of your business. Just like for me lately, I have had now to reinvent the technology portion of my business. I've had to go and refresh and relearn all of that. So, you know, you'll reinvent your offers, you'll look at your price points, you're always kind of reinventing. But sometimes you really have to take a stop and look at, do I need to switch and shift a little bit who my target audience is, or what my offers are, or the language that I'm using when I talk about what I do in my business? All of those things can be refreshed or reinvented, and a lot of people are talking about that right now. So to me, it's an ongoing process, but sometimes it kind of broadens, and you really have to pay attention, and then it'll float for a little while, and then it'll broaden back out again. Do you agree with that, Marnie, or do you think it like comes, it's more stable than that, and then you get into a big reinvention?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think overall what we're seeing right now is people are simplifying their lives. They're realizing the way they were living was way overcomplicated and way too cluttered, and they were doing too many things. And so I see so many people around who are simplifying, getting back to basics, finding out what really matters to them, realizing they may not need all those extra bells and whistles in their lives. And I think we're really kind of going back to foundational things, and then we're rebuilding from that. What really do we want to do with the rest of our lives now that we've simplified and got rid of the stuff that's, you know, extraneous?
And offers for clients too, really simplified what we offer our clients in terms of simplify what they need, really hone down and get clear about what they need. You know, because it's up to us to educate sometimes. Sometimes clients don't really know what they need. They think they need one thing, but when you start pulling that apart and looking at it, there's other things underneath it that are more foundational, as Marnie says, that they need. So that whole thing, both from your client standpoint, how to be really honed in and of good service to them, and also from your business standpoint, it's kind of a two-way street to me.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one reason why I ended up doing that product, create the product in a week thing, is because I started to look, okay, what do my people need? I got on the phone with them, and I'm realizing they're constantly trading hours for dollars.
Yeah.
And they don't have a way to smooth out their cash flow. So they have seasonal stuff, because who wants to hire you for consulting at Christmas, or maybe in the heat of the summer when they're out playing or whatever. So it creates that up and down cash flow. So you need something to spread that out and even it out and create some kind of a foundation. So that's one reason why I created that program, is like, this is the main thing that I see they're missing. They don't have any foundational products other than trading hours for dollars.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so reinvention, if that's something you're thinking about, you want to know more about it, you want to know more about any kind of a workshop that we'll do probably sometime in the fall, just info@confidentmarketer.com. And let's see, what else is on your mind that you want to talk about, Marnie?
Well, let's see. I think we're
good.
I think we're close to our 30-minute mark. Do we?
Okay.
We want to tell them how to get on the list so that you can get these.
Yeah. So. If you are watching this and you want to get notification of when these are going to be, because they're different times every week depending on our schedule, and also if you want in on getting the replay link, so that if you can't attend live, you can do a replay, then you need to go to confidentmarketer.com/Peep Show, P-E-E-P, Peep Show, like we're letting you peep into our business. And then also, we didn't say at the very first, but if you are on here live with us, if you have a quick question, you can type it into chat, and then Marnie will see it. She's handling the dashboard today, and we can answer that. If you have a question you'd like to see us discuss on the show, you can also send that question to info@confidentmarketer.com, info@confidentmarketer.com, and we'll answer that on a show in the future. And our next episode 7, I can't believe we've done, this will be coming up our 7th episode. And these have been really fun to do. We're having a ball doing them. It is coming up next week on September 4th after the Labor Day weekend. And it's going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern and 2 o'clock Central Time. And that will be noon Pacific Time. If you want to join in on that, we'll send the link out to the folks who have signed up to be on the Peep Show list. And that again is confidentmarketer.com/Peep Show. We will send you a link of where you can join us, and you can mark your calendar for September 4th next week at 3 Eastern Time, 2 Central Time, noon Pacific. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. We haven't talked. We just will see what we talk about between now and then, or any hot topic that comes up, like the ad on Facebook that I saw yesterday, and we'll send you out what the topics are going to be. Anything else, Marnie?
No, but I predict we're going to be talking about your transition to Windows 8. It's a little bit.
We might be talking about my transition. I mean, I've spent the last 3 weeks really learning how to use my Mac because my PC died. Now I'm going to let all that go and go over here and learn Windows 8 and be going back and forth between both machines. So anyway, we are so glad to have you here. We hope that what we talk about is helpful to you. And if you're in the U.S. and watching this, we hope that you have a safe and really fun Labor Day weekend. And Marnie, I guess we'll see each other next week on the 4th.
All right. Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.